been watching the news recently. Obviously there's a lot in the headlines about the cost of living crisis, but there's also a lot about what the politicians want to be done about it and what can help people on low incomes. Britain has no interest and no business really worrying about who's in government. What matters to us is whether or not they're doing the right thing for people who are on lower incomes. But it seems like there are just two trains of thought in terms of how governments want to react to the cost of living crisis, either through handouts or through tax cuts. Handouts are good in an emergency, but sometimes they don't always work for people. I think it would be much better if everyone just had a fairer deal. The problem for me with tax cuts is that while they sound like a good idea and they sound like they're fair, then you start to think about it and you think, well, if someone's earning £50,000 a year, then that 1% tax cut is going to be about £10 a week. But if someone's on a much lower income, say £20,000 a year, then 1% off their tax is only worth about £4 a week. And suddenly it doesn't feel very equal. And so you start thinking, well, tax cuts, then who do they benefit? I think the argument is that when wealthy people do better, they spend more. That means they buy more. It means that companies can employ more staff and pay better wages. But it doesn't work like that. People who are wealthy are really good at stashing their money away, keeping it for a rainy day or for when they're pensioners or to pass on to their kids when they die. The idea that wealth trickles down just doesn't work that way. So if tax cuts aren't going to help, then they don't sound like the right thing to be supporting. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few months.